YouTube, what's up everyone? How y'all doing? I'm finally back. Steve Konecki here. I'm sorry to get this video out so late for you guys, but the reason why is I got really sick after going to go see the Joker. I wasn't able to, record, film. I couldn't get my voice right. I didn't have a voice. My ears were clogged. I had got a terrible cold, so I was all just discombobulated all around, guys. I was not 100%, but now I'm back. I'm 100%. I'm good. I'm feeling great. I'm happy to show you guys that I really enjoyed this movie. There's only one thing I didn't like, which was the ending. I felt that, it was a little jumbled up, but we'll get to that in a minute. Overall, I just want to kind of break down some brief thoughts, and we'll have some spoilers in the review. You're spoiling everything! My thoughts on the Joker movie. I apologize for taking so long, but I'm back, guys. How you guys doing? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on this video. Share it around, and please, any kind of support is greatly appreciated. I'm Steve Konecki. Let's go ahead and talk about this movie, The Joker. First off, I want to give props to Joaquin Phoenix's performance as the Joker. This man had a big hill to climb. Like, if the Joker character was a totem, that he had to climb, this man really tupled the true verticality of becoming the character.
Look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
I mean, he's only the Joker about a good, maybe 7% of the movie, towards the end. That's when he truly embodies the real, masculinity, the personality, the humility of the Joker character.
I know him, y'all. I know him. I know this man.
Most of the time, he's just Arthur Fleck, which I love because he wasn't just running around for 45 minutes to about an hour just terrorizing people. That wasn't it. I'm glad they didn't make the movie like that. When you want to compare Joaquin Phoenix's Joker to Jared Leto's, to Heath Ledger's, to Jack Nicholson, and any other actor that has played the Joker character in the past 40 years or whatever, in my opinion, it's impossible. I don't understand that argument. I don't know why Heath Ledger's Joker is better than Jared Leto's, or Jared Leto's Joker isn't as good as Joaquin Phoenix's, or Jack Nicholson is the king. I'm just not understanding the Joker argument because we're not all the same person. Like, we don't make the same career choices and go down the same career paths, so we don't all have an artistic look that's uniquely the same as another person's. It's all uniquely different, and I'm not understanding why people want to constantly compare and argue in circles about who's the best Joker. When I want to bring this up in my video, I thought long and hard about how long I wanted to harp on this discussion, how long I wanted to talk about this argument, this bullet point that people always talk about. And it's the laugh, the Joker laugh. The most iconic thing about his character, right? The laugh that Joaquin Phoenix adopts in this movie, the way he adapts and taps into it, is genius. They go with this little aspect that talks about, he has a condition with his brain or something. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's something with his brain or his mental health where it forces him to laugh in uncomfortable situations. So it's like he's trying to force it to stop, but it just keeps coming out. It's just regurgitating itself constantly, and it gets him in situations where he finds himself at the shit end of the stick.
You look lame, you need to stop that, bro.
And that's what makes it really interesting. To the most notable thing about the character is his downfall, and that's why people start to hate and despise him when he's walking down the street or he's interacting with other people in the movie. And I just thought that was really stunning.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
It was an overwhelming feeling, and I gotta give the director a lot of credit for that, man. Like, he truly made Joaquin Phoenix's Joker come alive by just making him take on the laugh completely different than any other Joker adaptation we've had in the past. Guys, when I tell you the director that was hired for this movie, Todd Phillips, exceeded my expectations, he really did. I wasn't expecting him to absolutely just make Gotham City look as good as it did. You know, we've had Christopher Nolan with Christian Bale's Batman. In that universe, you know, Batman's Gotham City looked very, very nice. It looked like a modern New York City that we've grown accustomed to in other superhero films like the Avengers or even just Spider-Man films in the past, you know. And it was just nice to see a city that just looked rough. I remember watching Daredevil with Ben Affleck when I was a kid, wondering, are skyscrapers really that tall? Like, is this man jumping off buildings that big, you know, that massive? And just going back to Todd Phillips's Gotham City, when you see such a grounded version of Arthur Fleck or the Joker, such grounded atmosphere by other people around him that are going through situations that we go through in today's society, it was absolutely relatable. So I have to say, I love the world building with just the city was absolutely genius. Zazie Beetz is casted as the love interest to Arthur Fleck in this movie, and she does an awesome job. Matter of fact, they both do a great job with lots of good chemistry when they're in the same shot, they're in the same scene together. There's a scene in the elevator where they're talking and laughing and just, you know, vibing off each other. I wasn't expecting them to do so good, and I loved it. I wanted more relationship scenes with them in the movie. Unfortunately, you know, there's a scene that shows apparently that the scenes that we've seen them interacting with each other are make-believe. And when I saw that, I scratched my head saying, okay, now I know why people are saying on the internet, do not take this movie too seriously, or is it a dream? Which brings me to my next point about I hate when people don't title or pay attention to what they say in their videos. It just doesn't make sense. If you're trying to say it's spoiler free, make it spoiler free.
I'm very tired of all of the lies. I've been hearing things and, you know, and seeing things on the blogs, and, you know, I'm just tired.
Realize the context of what you're saying when you type or post something. I don't know what it is about people on the internet that don't understand. You don't have to be so excited to where you title your videos for clickbait. I get it. You're trying to get your views. But with a movie like The Joker, to where it's confusing ending, you gotta be careful because this movie came out a month and a half before its release date. People were praising it, saying how much of a masterpiece it is. Unfortunately, while doing that, you're making people get confused by should they take it with a grain of salt or take it seriously, because you're titling your thumbnail in your video, was it real? Was it fake? Was it make-believe? It was true. Don't take it seriously. To those things, it's just not making sense. Just control your excitement. That's all I'm asking, because I saw a video where this guy posted in his thumbnail, was it a dream?
Is this nigga serious?
A week before I went to go see the movie, and I was so upset because my mind, it was embedded in my brain at that point. You've created this universe, this world, this atmosphere in my mind that I'm not supposed to take the movie seriously now because you titled the video, it was a dream, or was it a dream? Why would you do it that way? There are some people that argue, well, Steve, just stay off the internet. You know how hard that is? Like, I get on Instagram just to scroll down my TL just to see how my friends are doing. I get on Facebook to see how people are doing. And all of a sudden I see on YouTube, oh, the Joker movie is not real. A week before the movie comes out, I was just like, wow, dude, you really did your job right there, man. You definitely get a thumbs up for that. A for effort, brother. It's so stupid. I just don't get it. Like, people just gotta control their excitement and realize that there are people that have seen the movie yet. So just be careful. The biggest thing I want to give praise when it comes to the Joker movie is it being ambiguous. We never know the Joker's next move. There are some scenes in this movie that completely caught me off guard. I didn't jump out of my seat, but my eyes got big, my jaw dropped. I was very, very intrigued how well this movie was shot. Each scene, the music just pumps. It makes the atmosphere more enduring. I was like, man, this movie is really, really good. Like, even the opening sequence with the title, I was like, I love this. The credits, the art style, the cinematography, everything from From a scale from 1 to 10, it was like dialed to like 12. Everything was just over the top. There was some dialogue where I was like, that's a little weak. Like I could, pass for that. The biggest complaint I could say about people walking away from this movie and just in general is people saying that's inspiring violence.
Who?
I'm not sure how it's doing that because the Joker, to me, in some scenes he acted out of self-defense. The biggest scene is the train scene when he murders those 3 guys on the train because they were trying to harm him. Was it right to murder those guys? No. But did they have it coming? Some would say yes. I'm kind of on the fence because I'm not one to advocate murder as the right thing to do to, solve a problem. And there's a scene in the end where he's being praised like Kanye West at a concert. He's standing on a car and people are like, all hail Joker, and just like going completely insane for this guy. There's complete anarchy and just chaos in the streets because of what he did prior to the scene. He even gets broken out of a cop car. He murders Robert De Niro's character, the talk show host that liked him and brought him on the show, because when he was a stand-up comedian, that clip that I talked about earlier when he's trying to be funny and people aren't laughing at his jokes, they use that to bring him on the show, to get him some clout, to make him popular. People are liking him. So he puts on the clown makeup, but he's already had his boiling point in the movie. He stopped taking his meds. He's murdered his mother in the hospital when she got sick or whatever happened. He's done. This movie, I can understand why I'm saying it's inspiring violence, because that's how some serial murders have come up, when they have their fame or way to fame, whatever you want to call it. They have that pathway. I get it. This movie didn't make me feel like I wanted to go out and kill somebody. I'm sorry. Like, once it was done, once the credits came up, I was like, all right, that was good. I can't wait to see it again. But I didn't think about buying a snub-nosed 38 and going out and killing innocent people because I'm going through some bad times in my life.
Man, fuck out of here with that stupid shit, bro.
I'm just not understanding that. Like, the movie's called Joker. It's rated R. What's wrong with people? Why are people so caught up in just the fact that this movie is causing violence? We've had a song called F the Police in Straight Outta Compton where the FBI were telling the members of the NWA, if you provoke us, if you do this song at your concert, you'll have to suffer the consequences.
Law enforcement advocating violence and assault is wrong, and we in the law enforcement community take exception to such action.
It's the same thing in the Joker movie when Robert De Niro's character is telling Joker, Arthur Fleck, on live television, dude, just because you claim to have mental health issues and the world has treated you so bad doesn't mean that murder is the way. You have to suck it up. That's not how you handle a problem, man. You need to man up and really decide that, are you going to go out and be a difference, make a difference? NWA, the causality of them making the song F the Police was because they were being treated unfairly by the police. That time in that area was known.
They look like gang members. You can't come down here and arrest people just because of what they look like. Are you crazy?
It wasn't advocating the fact that, because the police are treating us bad, we're gonna go out and just murder people. No, they just made a song to execute their rights of freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech includes rap music, right? But we exercising our First Amendment as far as I'm concerned. And the government wrote that.
That's all it is. It's a causality. And people aren't getting it, and it's confusing, it's not making sense, and I'm just over it. I'm gonna be done. I'm just over it, guys. Like, it's just stupid. Guys, I love the Joker movie. I almost called it a masterpiece. I loved it. I gave it an A-. There's only one big thing in this movie. It wasn't a retcon. It was this creative, I guess, quote-unquote artistic decision they decided to go with while filming the movie. I don't know whose idea this was, but it did not work. And I know it didn't work for a lot of the people because that's the biggest complaint I've read and or heard. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon when I say this because I've been talking about this since I walked out the theater that night, leaving the Joker movie. I don't like the fact that they try to create this idea that the Joker created the Batman. I don't understand that. Arthur Fleck meets Bruce Wayne, about 45 minutes before the death scene of his parents when they leave the movie theater. If you remember, you know, Bruce Wayne, he witnessed the murder of his mom and dad, Thomas and Martha, right in front of him the night they were leaving the movies, right? They even have the pearl necklace scene, you know, but it's weird because it's done during the riot. And I was like,
Okay.
so they get this scene where this random thug, it looks like he puts on his mask and he's like, oh crap, I'm on camera. And he goes around and he murks Thomas and Martha. He kills them right on the spot, leaving Bruce Wayne in this poster-like looking scene where he's staring at the dead bodies of his mom and dad, and the shadow pans out and it's supposed to give you this energy like, oh my god, he created the Batman. This is gonna be the rise of Batman. This is Gotham all over again. No. How? Because Arthur Fleck looks like he's in his late 30s and Bruce Wayne looks like he's maybe 11 or 12, but you can't really make out how old he is because he barely says anything. The camera barely gets in on his face. You can't really make out his age. It's because that age gap is way too big. It just didn't work. I was like, nope, like you didn't have to do that. It's nice, it's paying homage and fan service. I get it, I'm with the idea because I love Easter eggs. However, either you should have shown this death scene earlier in the movie and then you could have shown a time jump for Bruce Wayne or something. Because this movie's called Joker, it's not about Batman. I think that the writers or producers tried to create that Marvel Cinematic Universe idea or DC Justice League or something where it's a connected universe and these movies are all connected. However, when the ending comes up where he's getting interviewed by the therapist in the insane asylum, in the Arkham Asylum, and he's laughing to himself and she's like, what's funny? He's like, oh, I just thought of a joke. She's like, you care to share it? He says, you wouldn't get it. So it's supposed to make you think that this whole movie is a joke. Joke's on us. I hated that so much, guys. I was absolutely furious when they did that. This movie couldn't pick what final shot it wanted to end on. That's how the ending of the Joker movie felt to me. I felt like I was getting robbed and cheated because it couldn't find that final shot to end the movie on.
Not this time. No, not this time. It's totally pure fiction. It's fiction.
Guys, the way I would have did this is I would have had just him standing on the car and possibly just getting praised as the Joker, or him just inside the insane asylum, or you could have just ended the movie with just Martha and Thomas Wayne getting shot. You could have just heard a gunshot or something. Could have ended it like that. But the fact that they tried to make it to where the Joker created the Batman, it doesn't work. As I bring this video to a close, guys, I just want to touch base on what this movie has done as far as for me. When I walked away from this movie, I thought long and hard about, you could have made this movie about anybody, you know, like they could have removed the title Joker and they could have called this movie Steve or whatever, you know, and it has really, really good elements in real life that happen to real people. They could have made a movie about me just completely losing my mind. Bad things keep happening to me. I can't win for losing at that point, you know? And it makes the audience be like, damn, like this guy can't catch a break. Someone give this guy a break, man. Like he's just trying to do the right thing. But all of a sudden, I retaliate because the world won't stop stepping on me as if I'm a cockroach. Like I keep getting treated unfairly. So I'm just gonna go out and murder some people because that's my way of retaliation. That's not how you solve a problem. That's why I said this movie they could have removed the whole superhero-esque and world building and the supervillain world building. They could have removed that and made this movie about anybody and everybody. People go through this stuff in real life. Things happen in real life. Why are people saying that this movie is inspiring you? Why? Because it's done by a character and you've adored over 40 years? I'm so confused. But overall, guys, as I bring this video to a close, I'm very happy to, you know, talk about the Joker with you guys. I had some spoilers in there. I'm sorry if you have not seen the movie yet. It's been a little while and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this movie and just talk about some things that stood out to me that I didn't like. You know, I loved it. You guys, if you haven't seen The Joker yet, please go check it out. It is a phenomenal film. The music is gonna absolutely take you on a thrill ride, guys. Like, this movie is gonna strap you in. Like, you're gonna feel ready for anything and everything when you hear certain songs as the scene just gets immensely more deeper and more consequential to what is happening on both sides of the screen, left and right. The Joker, even despite that ending, I'd call it a masterpiece. Can't find anything else wrong with the movie. I loved it. Go check it out. I'm going to be doing more videos soon, guys. It's been a great time with you. I absolutely appreciate anything and everything of all support. Please like, comment, subscribe. It's been a great time. Like I said, I'm Steve Konecki. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, at Steve Konecki. I'll be leaving my links in the description. Know where to find me. It's been great. I'll catch you guys next time. Stay blessed.
Alright, I'm a fault with.
Alright, bro.